Being an American in Europe is like being a child in a museum. And you guys are like, I wish he wasn't here, but I'm glad he's learning.
Right, I know that you just came to watch some confused Americans in Europe, so let's not beat around the bush, dance around the issue, talk in circles, pussyfoot around. Let's just cut to the chase, get straight to the point, lay it on the line, call a spade, and get to the crux of it.
Oh my goodness, have you seen the beds?
What about
The
it?
beds?
Oh, it's the beds.
It's the beds now?
Yeah, it's the beds. Okay, it looks like a normal bed, right?
Oh, it's a storage one, isn't it?
They have storage underneath the beds.
Surely you must have storage beds in America as well. Like it's normal in the UK and Europe for you to have either drawers underneath your beds or just a heightened bed so you put stuff just under there, or a lift-up bed like that one that opens up and reveals a whole storage area. Or is that uncommon in America?
A few things I noticed as an American going to Rome for the first time. There are so
Nice.
many people here and not enough parking spots, so everyone drives these cute little cars. You can actually drink from these water fountains and your water doesn't turn out to be foggy or taste like metal. Because apparently the water comes straight from the mountains using ancient aqueducts. Like, okay, this is my petition to get up a day in every hotel room in America. I also love these rods that keep your towels nice and warm.
Oh yeah.
Why don't they cut it for me, huh? I'm used to greasy pizza, but applying elbow grease? Now that's just too far.
Also, that knife just doesn't look sharp enough. They need a sharper knife.
I don't think Americans realize how stupid the rest of the world thinks we are, and I can kind of see why. So I've been bopping around Italy for a few months, and the amount of times that I have seen a group of Americans yell at someone or get mad at someone for the simplest thing when it's their fault is ridiculous. A few examples would be when I've been in restaurants and there's clear signs that are like, please stand here, wait here, pay here, things like that with like clear instructions. And Americans do the wrong thing and then they start yelling at the wait staff when it's 100% their fault.
Yeah, well in America, in restaurants, etc., it's normal for the staff to come and serve you at the table, isn't it? Whereas most places in Europe will require you to go up to the counter to order things and to pay, etc., so you don't get someone like waiting on a table, but they don't work off tipping culture.
I used to think people were just pretending. Also, look, like Italian street art is beautiful.
Hell yeah.
I used to think people were kind of exaggerating when they said how stupid Americans seemed in other countries, but now that I'm paying attention and focusing on it firsthand, I see it and I'm like, oh, this is how they view us all the time, and that completely makes sense.
I wouldn't say all the time, and I wouldn't even say everybody. Well, at least people with brain cells know that it's only a certain percentage of people. I know that America's got a lot of extremely intelligent people, but because of the massive population, they've also got a lot of naive dumbasses. But to be fair, my country does as well. But go somewhere like Benidorm, which is known to be a British tourist hotspot, and you'll see so many British idiots there. And I imagine a reasonably switched on American looks at idiots in other countries from your culture, just like I look at idiots from my own culture in other countries. Because the more I see videos, I know Americans are known for being stupid, but I see so many stupid people in Britain as well. I swear I've seen some more stupid people in Britain.
Why is trying to order coffee in Europe the hardest thing ever as an American? I was in London in Spain, and when I was in London, I was like, can I have a coffee with cream, no sugar? And the barista was not getting it. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. I was like, like a regular coffee just with cream. We went back and forth trying to figure it out. And she was like, a drip coffee. And I was like, yes, exactly, a drip coffee. And I step aside and I watch her make it, and she's doing everything right. Pouring myself a regular drip coffee. And I watch her try to put the cream on. And I was like, what the hell is she grabbing? This lady literally grabs a bottle of whipped cream. She starts to put whipped cream in my drink. I literally screamed, no, 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 no. She was like, what? You said cream. And I was like, no, I meant milk. I'm so sorry, I'm American. Like, when you say cream, that means like milk, blah, blah, blah. We both started bursting out laughing. Anyway, that was one example.
To be fair, when you go into another country, you actually say things how they're called. You don't say them in the slang that you know them as. So if you know that something is milk, don't use your slang of cream in another country. Otherwise, they're going to take it literally as cream.
And when I'm flying back from Portugal, sitting in first class, and I asked the flight attendant, hey, may I have a coffee? And she was like, yeah, sure. Do you want a shot of espresso, or do you want coffee in a bowl? I was like, I'm sorry, in a bowl. And she was like, yeah, you're American. You guys drink coffee in a bowl, right? And I was like, no, girl, no American. I don't drink coffee in a bowl. I told her how to make a regular coffee with milk. I ended up getting it, and it was good. But like, those are just two examples of how difficult it is to like order coffee in Europe. But it was like pulling teeth every single time I said that I wanted a coffee in London, Spain, and Portugal. I had a very, very lovely time, but I'm so happy to be back in the States where I can get a big ass cup of iced coffee literally the size of my head.
Damn, like, yeah, you see, that's where UK is kind of in between European and US culture in a way. Because there's a lot of things that we have here in the UK that they don't commonly have on the rest of the continent. I'm pretty sure you'll come to the UK and you'll have very similar options to in America. Maybe not the same size portions or cups, but similar options. So how do you spot an America in Europe? Oh, is it literally by the way that they walk? Is it because they got a confident, upbeat strut and everybody else is just like really chilled and relaxed and actually enjoying their evening? That's quite funny. I didn't even know that was really a thing.
Here are some things that we miss as Americans in Europe for the summer.
Okay.
Ice water.
Air conditioning.
Driving a car.
Not inhaling cigarette smoke.
Grilled chicken.
Hydration.
A full-size bed.
Costco.
The gym.
I think they're talking more about the convenience of being able to get those items in America, because you can get all those items in Europe, but just some not as conveniently. And especially if you're just going on holiday, you're not exactly living there. And most European cities are made for walking, you know, shops are quite close to residential areas, etc. There's all parks and stuff scattered around. So even though obviously people will use gyms in Europe, they're not needed as much because people walk a lot more. Whereas if you live in like a big built-up city, then you might have to drive to the gym. So it kind of shifts the purpose and the requirement for exercising. Eating in silence because Americans in Europe are the entertainment.
And I said, just go get a vasectomy. Anyway, so we're going around the islands on that tour, you know, the tour, and we missed the cruise by 5 minutes.
I don't know if that's staged or not, but funnily, I've heard similar-ish things come out of Americans, and yes, they do seem to speak very loudly generally. So I don't know if this specific video is staged, but I know many people have probably heard of Americans talk about that type of stuff openly. Hell, that's not even Americans. You get a lot of British people who just openly and shamelessly talk about that type of stuff as well.
Americans in Italy are just hilarious. So I'm in Rome at the moment, and we were just in a restaurant, and these American ladies were sat at the table next to us, and they'd sat down for about 5 minutes, and they were just getting so angry, and they called the waiter over and they were like, "It's
because they weren't being served.
Can we order, please?" They'd literally been sat down for 5 minutes, and what makes me laugh is they're not used to the Italian service.
Clearly.
Waiting in Italy is extremely normal, and you just can't complain about it. It's just the Italian way. So if you're in Italy, and especially in a busy restaurant, prepare to wait.
Europe is eye candy for Americans. Like, look at this.
Nice. It's because it's a heck of a lot more ancient than America.
Why can't we be old and hot?
Well, some European history and architecture goes back thousands of years, so we got a heck of a lot more on America. And there's so many people who live in houses that are older than your country, which is just insanely awesome. What? Well, yeah, now she looks natural. Do people actually kind of get confused on how to hold the cutlery, or do you actually get taught how to hold cutlery properly in America? Because I thought that was just a modern world thing. Like, you either learn to hold cutlery or chopsticks. Except for maybe people who only eat with their hands.
You look lonely. I can't fix that.
Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? Like, don't get me wrong, there's a load of really nice places in America, but it's just the ancient architecture of Europe that makes it just like so charming and historical. There's like a bit of ancient magic about it.
Ok, pour moi, je vais prendre le tartare au steak, le steak tartare. Could we start with the nuggets, steak roulette, and what do you mean?
I thought it sounded like a kid's meal.
Am I 11? No.
Okay. No, it's really not. We have it here. Maybe to start till I marry you.
Oh, okay.
That's funny, because I've seen a lot of like the kids sections and menus, and they do kind of feel like a, I don't know, just more generalised, and you could see it as a little bit American friendly. So even here in the UK, you'll frequently have restaurants, and you'll have their main meals, they'll have a kids menu, and then they'll have things like chicken nuggets and a few other things, but they won't have an actual main meal that has chicken nuggets. Why does it feel like Americans are always like bursting for water? What is it about Americans and water? Do you get really dehydrated easily or something? Because don't get me wrong, I like taking a bunch of water on a day out to somewhere, like when I'm abroad as well. But God, you're drinking like 2-litre bottles. Like for most recommendations I've seen over the years, you have something like about 2 litres or maybe 2.5 litres a day for men, I think it is. So you're talking one of those whole 2-litre bottles is like your entire daily intake of water. And I bet some Americans go over to Europe or something and go through one of those 2-litre bottles in like 2 hours or something. So what is it with American hydration? You all my American American charm isn't working in Dublin, and every Irish person thinks I'm extra the moment I speak, and I'm also wearing a sailor hat and an off-the-shoulder top, so that doesn't help. Damn. Hoping to go somewhere with charm and you just feel awkward.
So nice. Wait, you guys don't wear t-shirts and sweatpants here? Is this a fashion show? This is great. This is Paris. This is what they were talking about. Wow. This is what you call culture. All we got is In-N-Out.
Terrible. Right, I'm a bit strapped for time this week, so we'll cut it there. But thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.